Hey, wrestling fans, and true followers and members of the YWC. Brian Crazy here, from True Wrestling. Back at you with my Monday Night Raw review for September 5th, 2011. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. Do gotta apologize for our week-long hiatus here at True Wrestling. We do live in the state of Connecticut. We were affected by Hurricane Irene. Over 700,000 people were without power. We were one of them. We went close to 77 hours without power. It does, give a nice chance to break away from the technology and enjoy outdoors, I do have to say, but it is nice to be able to watch a little bit of wrestling and be able to shoot a video for you guys. We put a lot of effort into True Wrestling, and I like it to be consistent for you guys. I like you to be able to know that you can tune into the channel after a major show and find out the information. If you missed it or if you saw it, get to leave your comments, get to see what another fan's opinion of the show was. So, speaking of the show, we start out with CM Punk, then Triple H, then Kevin Nash. This is kind of looks like a culmination to the angle, or is this going to go a step further due to what we saw afterwards? Just to kind of break down the angle, it is revealed that Nash is the one that sent the text message to his own phone asking him to get involved. He says CM Punk is a cancer and needs to be taken care of. Triple H basically says, you know what, CM Punk is a problem, but he's never lied to me, and you're lying to me right now. He ends up knocking him square on his ass and telling him he's fired. So then we see a backstage segment where Kevin Nash actually gets into a limousine with John Laurinaitis. So if you guys don't know, he's the executive vice president of talent for WWE. How is this angle gonna continue? Excuse me. I definitely see Laurinaitis as the one that's been pulling a lot of these strings. Remember how the main event went down a couple weeks ago? I'm really curious how this goes. So for our next match, we see a good tag team contest, non-title. We see Airborne, the newly formed tag team champions, and the newly formed team of Evan Airborne and Kofi Kingston. They square off against Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali, and Airborne picks up the win. I do got to say, Jinder Mahal is a good in-ring worker. He really didn't have a lot of his own moves during this match. He was basically just taking the brunt of an assault. But I gotta say, he took the moves well, and he is pretty charismatic. So I'd like to see more out of him in future weeks. In the number one contenders match for the Divas Championship, we see Eve Torres go against Beth Phoenix. We have Natalia and Kelly Kelly on commentary going back and forth. We see Beth Phoenix pick up the win over Eve Torres after a Glam Slam, and we see Natalia attack Kelly Kelly post-match. Then we go into what's going to be R-Truth versus CM Punk. R-Truth and Miz come out. They cut a pretty good promo. I like the chemistry between these two guys. I like how, R-Truth's a little, more like the streets. And then we see Miz, who's more refined, and they just play off each other just so nicely. I do like it. We see CM Punk pick up the win over R-Truth, and what was a good match. Then we see David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy go against Jerry Lawler and Zack Ryder. This match came about after Jerry Lawler and David Otunga had some words last week. We see Zack Ryder and Jerry Lawler pick up the win. King hits the big fist off the second rope, but Zack Ryder wants the win bad. He asks Jerry to tag him in. He hits the Rough Rider and picks up the win. Then we see kind of a mismatch, but it was an okay contest for how short it was. We saw Randy Orton go against Heath Slater. Randy Orton dominated for most of this match, but Heath Slater did get in a couple moves. He got a Randy Orton in a sleeper hold and a couple other moves. Randy Orton was victorious and picked up the win. Backstage, we see Ryder then talking with Cena. He's saying, yeah, man, you're on my show. You're wearing my glasses. You're my broski of the week. And he's like, sunglasses indoors, and he's just busting his ass. It was pretty funny. And throughout the night, excuse me, apologize. I just had a momentary lapse where you see Alberto Del Rio trying to recruit different people to take out John Cena before his big match night champions. He goes for Christian, he goes for Dolph, he goes for Jack Swagger, and there's one other. And they all come out and go to attack John Cena, but Sheamus, John Morrison, and Alex Riley make the save. Wade Barrett was the other band. I got some notes written down on the PC over here if you guys see me glancing over. Which ends up culminating in a big 4-on-4 tag match. We see John Cena, Sheamus, Morrison, and Alex Riley go against Wade Barrett, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, and Christian on a big 4-on-4 elimination match. Ends up coming down to John Cena. He picks up the win. Post-match, Alberto Del Rio attacks, and they stare each other down as the show ends. So I'm really curious how the Nash angle is going to play out. I was kind of enjoying seeing Nash back. It was a nice flashback from the past. I've always been a huge fan of Kevin Nash, and I'll admit it was a mark-out moment last week when I heard the NWO music play. And I didn't get to see Raw on Monday due to the power situation, but when I did get to catch it on the replay, I was like, wow, that's definitely a mark-out moment. I remember when the NWO formed, I was only 10 years old, and it was a great show, a good solid Monday Night Raw. This was the second Raw Super Show. Did have to say I enjoyed it a lot. I will be back this week with TNA Impact, Friday Night SmackDown, and all the news updates you expect from us here at F and True Wrestling. I appreciate you guys checking out the show. We are back, and hopefully we'll make a bigger impact this time around. So, for F and True Wrestling, Brian Crazy, and I'll catch you later.